Assalamu alaikum dear, this is Lukman Hakim and it is hope that you all would be feeling well. As in the last lecture we discussed the peace, so today I'm going to discuss the concept of violence, which is one of the most important concept and everyone is supposed to understand the concept of violence because we are seeing violence around us in the society, but we cannot differentiate the violence that what is the direct and structural violence because the violence is basically divided into two types. One is the structural and another is the direct violence. Till now we have only seen and have gone through the concept of direct violence, and almost all the people only know the concept of the direct violence, but they are not aware and familiar with the concept of structural or the institutional violence. So in this video I would differentiate the basic differences between the structural and the direct violence. So first of all we should understand the concept of violence, that what is violence. So first of all, the violence is the structure violence is the intentional use of direct force or power which is intended to injure someone or which cause death, maldevelopment, deprivation, or physical trauma. I mean that the intentional use of physical force is the uh, concept of violence, or we can say that this is the definition of the violence. But here we divide the violence into two kinds. One is the direct violence, and the another is the institutional or indirect violence, also known as the structural violence. So the direct violence is the intentional use of physical force which results in death, injury, physical trauma, or injury, etc. But on the other hand, the institutional or the structural violence is not the direct violence, because this is manifested in the structure when the structure is corrupt, or or there is the unequal distribution of power and resources in the structure or the power system. So we say that this is the structural violence, because people are being violated by the structure, not by the direct violence, as we see or study in the direct violence. On the other hand, the direct violence, we can identify a single actor, that this actor caused the violence because this direct violence is personal. But on the other hand, we cannot identify a single actor that who caused, or which person or group caused the violence, because this is institutionalized and institutional, and this is manifested in the power. So when the power is not equally distributed among the people, or the resources are not being equally distributed among the people, so this is the direct institutional or the structural violence. uh, on the other hand, the direct violence is catastrophic, eruptive, because this harm the people, causes injuries and deaths, while on the other hand the institutional violence or the structural violence is non-eruptive and non-catastrophic, but is harmful enough, because people are not giving the same resources and same things in society which they are ought to need or receive from the higher authorities. And so these were the some basic differences between the direct and the structural violence, and everyone should understand the concept of these two, that uh, how are we violated, either we are being violated through the structural violence or the uh, direct violence. So as being Pakistani citizens, we are being violated by the both, because we are seeing the bomb blasts, casualties, deaths, which is a sign of direct violence. On the other hand, we are also seeing the system system flaws in the system, such as the poverty, power to unequal distribution of power and resources among the people and the societies. So these are the some the basic differences and things which I discussed. So I am hopeful that you people would have understand the topic and the concept very well. So thank you. Inshallah, see you in next video.